Aloha everybody. Welcome to my first video in the new filming corner. I'm very excited. I did do a Savvy Minerals makeup tutorial earlier, but these my glasses have been sitting crooked lately. I did do a makeup tutorial earlier, but now I'm actually doing an educational video and I'm really excited. I think it looks really cute and it's coming along. It's not 100% done yet, but I do really like it. And I appreciate every single one of you who's here, every single one of you who's watching, and I just want to welcome you. I am going to talk openly, once I find my water, I'm going to talk openly about how I handled surgical menopause. So every woman is going to go through menopause at some point in their life. Women, if they don't have surgical menopause like I do, because I had a hysterectomy, they have a natural menopause. Then there's this period before menopause called perimenopause that's often very uncomfortable because periods patterns change and you start getting all kinds of weird hormone fluctuations and you know, all kinds of problems. And that's when people start to panic and they're confused and scared and they don't know what to do. And they often go on to synthetic hormones, right? Out of fear of like what? You know, some hot flashes and mood swings and, you know, all the things that come with menopause. It's a little scary, right? Nobody wants to go through that. Well, in my case, I went through it like that. Well, I mean, I had no transition period. I woke up from my surgery and I was in menopause. So here's the thing. The first thing that I was told that to do was be on an estrogen patch. And I was very wary of this because I knew that the estrogen could feed the endometriosis that I had, and it was all very confusing. And I only did the patch very briefly, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. It's not worth it. I don't care if it controls the hot flashes, which, by the way, just for reference, I was having like at least 20 hot flashes a day, and I'm not exaggerating at all, and massive night sweats, like massive night sweats. I still need to sleep in a very cool room covered with something only very, very lightly, and I can get overheated, but I don't have at all anymore hot flashes, night sweats, or the mood swings that came with having all of my reproductive organs removed and then not doing any kind of hormone replacement therapy because I didn't know what to do. So this was before I was with Young Living. So fast forward, I actually 4 months ago, for the last year, the only thing I've been on was a micronized progesterone pill that comes from peanuts. That was from the prescription doctor. I was taking that, and then I decided to stop taking that because my natural remedies had worked so well to get me to a place of balance where I wasn't having any symptoms or like barely any symptoms, basically only if I miss a supplement or part of the regimen. It's a simple regimen and it's like clockwork now and it works just fine. I have no symptoms if I follow the regimen. So that's what I want to share with you guys. It's just how I got there. I literally went from being severely symptomatic and then I didn't want to do any of the synthetic hormones because those can cause cancer, and that's like a whole nother talk. But synthetic hormone replacement is not good ever. Under no circumstance is it good. There are natural alternatives, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I just need to say, before I share with you exactly what I did and the products that I used, I have to say that I'm not a doctor and I'm not intending to prescribe or cure or anything like that. I'm sharing my story with you because I'm just a real woman who's gone through this, and I know that there are other women out there who need to hear about these options because they're natural and it worked for me. So if it worked for me, I'm like, okay, hey, I've been off this micronized progesterone pill for 4 solid months now, only on my natural regimen. And so okay, what do I take and why does it work? Number 1, Progesterone Plus. These are all going to be Young Living products. So in case some of you don't know, Young Living doesn't just make essential oils, the best, most pure essential oils in the world. They also make supplements, and they make blends of essential oils and serums like Progesterone Plus, which are medically formulated to boost your progesterone levels. Okay, so Progesterone Plus might have saved me from needing that hysterectomy because of the endometriosis had I found out soon enough that I should be taking this internally and externally. But I didn't know, right? So that was not part of my journey. But what it does for me now, here's the thing, you guys. Natural progesterone comes from wild yam. It's super micronized for easy absorption into your body. And you can take it 2 different ways depending on how much of it you want to supplement into your system. So for me, because I need a lot of progesterone because I have no reproductive organs, I have no ovaries or nothing making that. So my thyroid's trying to do some of it, and it's just you really need natural supplementation. So that's why wild yam extract and the essential oils that are in here assist with the absorption of the micronutrients. And I take it in 2 ways. I put a roller ball on the top of my Progestence Plus, and I put it on either side of my thyroid every day, morning and night, like that. You can also put it on the back of your neck or on the inside of your arms or up here, anywhere where there's no hair, and that it'll just absorb easily into your bloodstream. And then every morning, I always take 3 to 4 drops under my tongue, sublingually. And I started doing that after I did a lot of research on the ingredients in it and read the article and the FAQ written by Dr. Dan Purser, who formulated Progestence Plus along with Gary Young. And I watched a lot of his talks about Progestence Plus and researched him, researched the ingredients, researched the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this stuff a try, because it sounds to me like boosting progesterone naturally really is the key. And it made sense, like retroactively, they had put me on progesterone pills to try to stop the endometriosis. And it does. Progesterone halts the growth of endometriosis. So if you're taking a natural progesterone supplement, it will automatically help if you have a whole ton of problems. So most female problems are caused by a lack of progesterone. If you go and get measured, your levels of progesterone are probably low, because most women are. So PMS, endometriosis, menstrual migraines, all of those can be from low progesterone. Hormone balance, obviously we need to balance our hormones. Also, the Progestence Plus will reduce vascular inflammation. So if you have inflammation in your vessels, it'll help that. It can help sleep. So it's often recommended to take it at night until you get used to taking it. It'll help. I've absolutely covered my hot flashes. I mean, completely. And mood swings, and clears up your skin. So they recommend that you start with 1 drop somewhere, like I said, at night. And then try that and see if that helps with whatever symptom that you're going for. If it's menopause or if it's not menopause related, all those things I just mentioned can be helped by Progestence Plus. So they say to start with a drop and then work your way up. Low and slow is sort of the rule. I have worked my way up to where I'm doing the 4 drops under my tongue and rolling it on twice a day. So that, and if, by the way, I get a hot flash for any reason, I go straight to my medicine cabinet, I get out my Progestence Plus, and I take the lid off, and I put 2 drops under my tongue, and I go back to bed, and it stops. I promise. That's my personal testimony. That's how this medicine works for me and why I love it so much. However, I do have a regimen that includes more than Progestence Plus. I have found that there are 4 things that I need to have for me in my body to stay balanced. You know what, guys? They're all natural, and I am pleased to use these products. They make me super happy, and I would much rather use this than take a synthetic hormone that could give me cancer. And now I'm just sharing my secret with you of like how I've learned to balance my hormones personally. You do have to do a little trial and experimentation, guys. There are different supplements, there are different oils, there are different things that you can do. Also, your diet affects everything. So what worked for me may not work for you, but it didn't take me that much experimentation to figure this one out. So Progestence Plus is for everybody. There's nobody that doesn't need Progestence Plus. Also, basically, there's nobody who doesn't need EndoFlex. EndoFlex is a special blend of oils that supports thyroid function. It helps regulate thyroid function, supports the endocrine system so that your body can make the hormones that you need, so it can help them be balanced. It helps support the adrenals. And this is another one. I just put a roller top on EndoFlex, and I put it on here. And I'll tell you one other secret, ladies, if you are having hot flashes, I take like a 2-ounce glass bottle and I fill it up with water or rose water, and I put, I don't know, like 15 drops of Endoflex in there, and I keep that next to the bed. And if you have a hot flash, just spray that stuff all over yourself and on the back of your neck, and you tell me if it works, because it works for me. That's why I have it next to the bed. And you can also boost in a little peppermint in there too if you need a little extra fresher. It works, and I'm telling you, that Endoflex in a spray is fabulous for calming, even calming a mood swing. It's really interesting. It's a very supportive blend, and I absolutely love Endoflex blend of oils by Young Living, and it is a vitality oil, so this is one that can be taken internally. I don't personally take this one internally. I feel like it does everything I need it to do by just putting it on the outside of my thyroid every day. Thank you for all of you who are watching, by the way. I'm happy to be sharing this information with you guys. All right, I got 2 more things that I am personally using, and then I'll give you a short list of other things you might want to try, and then that's it. All right, so the other thing that I absolutely recommend for basically everybody is Clary Sage Oil. Clary Sage Oil actually mimics estrogen in the body in a good way. It's called a phytoestrogen, and it promotes your body's own production of estrogen. So this is especially important for women in menopause because we have declining levels of estrogen and progesterone. Okay, these both things need to be supplemented. And this is a way to supplement with estrogen naturally by using Clary Sage. It not only stimulates your body's own production, but it also smells amazing. I mean, it's really heavy. It's super heavenly. It freaking smells amazing. I put it in my bath sometimes too. And Clary Sage, honestly, it's so grounding, and it's such a beautiful plant. I saw this one at the farm in Utah when I went to the convention. I hugged that plant and squeezed its flowers, and it was so beautiful and fragrant and awesome. So that's a really important one. Those 3 things should be on your essential rewards order every month or every other month. Honestly, these products, Clary Sage, Endoflex, and Progesterone Plus, could radically change your life. Even one of these could radically change your life if you're having any kind of hormonal balance issues, bad periods, all that kind of stuff. All right, so the last thing that I need in my regimen to keep me from specifically having hot flashes, if I do not take PD-8020, and I will tell you what this is, if I don't take this supplement, and I can skip on the Endoflex and the Clary Sage like a day, if I happen to forget it or something. But honestly, without Progesterone Plus and PD-8020, I will get a hot flash in the evening. And PD-8020 is pregnenolone and DHEA. They're both from wild yam. And the pregnenolone, both of these decline with age. So this supplement is particularly wonderful for women who are getting older and going through menopause or approaching menopause or postmenopausal. PD-8020 is super, super supportive. The pregnenolone is a precursor to the DHEA in your body, and it also is a precursor to progesterone. The DHEA helps boost your immune system as well, and it brings about memory and clarity. It helps make estrogen, and sorry, I'm reading my notes. It helps make estrogen, and it helps to balance levels of estrogen and progesterone in the body. So hormone balancing support is what PD-8020 is. And there is another wonderful supplement that Young Living makes called Femigen, which is mostly herbal. And it's got, it helps like smooth out the menstrual cycle. And it can be helpful when you're perimenopausal. So when you start getting like weird periods and things start happening that are just like, you think you're like, oh, it's going to start happening now. Like, or maybe you just got a first hot flash or whatever. Femigen can be really, really good at that point. I find that this doesn't really do anything for me. I actually took it for a month. I got no relief of any symptoms, and then I switched to PD-8020, and it took away my hot flashes and helped me sleep, and well, yeah, because I wasn't having freaking hot flashes all night. Anyway, so I chose PD-8020 for where I'm at in my journey with my menopause. But as you approach menopause, you might want to look into the Femigen. It's herbs, damiana, wild yam, dong quai, ginseng, black cohosh. There's aminos and oils in there. it's a really wonderful blend, supporting people who are still having their menstrual cycle, or are in perimenopause. But I swear by the 4 that I showed you, the PD 80/20 supplement, Clary Sage Oil, Progesterone Plus Serum, and Endoflex Vitality Oil, and I showed you how I use them. I am more than happy to answer any questions for you guys. Shoot me a message if you want to ask me a detailed question of some sort, or if you want a little guidance on what to order from Young Living, if you're a member already, or even if you're not a member, I can help get you connected, help you get to be a member, and then help you figure this out, because I want you to have what I have. I want you to have freedom from your hot flashes and your mood swings and all of that stuff. And I waited until I got off that micronized progesterone to make this video, because I wanted to make sure that I was really going to be, that I've really got this down naturally. And yeah, so that's it, guys. That's what I did. And I'm really happy to share this with you. I hope it helps somebody. And if you have any questions at all, please hit me up. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Aloha.